Hello, this is Leah from the Trillium Creative. Welcome to my channel. I've got a bit of a thrift haul today. I recently had a little bit of a thrift shopping outing, hit several shops, and just wanted to share some of the things that I got. Most of these were from one day of thrift shopping. I do have a couple items that I got on a random day where I went to just one shop while I was out doing errands. So I'm going to start with a grouping of kind of textile type things, for lack of a better title for the category. But let's get into it. So first of all, this was from just a random trip to the thrift store. It's just a small spool of ribbon, but I really liked the color. It's very Christmassy, like dark Christmassy green. And thin ribbon like this can always be really handy for things like tags, also closures for things, and just accents here and there in junk journals. So that was 99 cents, pretty inexpensive. So I got that. I also got several doilies. I've mentioned before in videos that I have a really hard time passing up doilies because, especially ones that are obviously handmade, because I know the time and effort that went into them, and I just think they're really pretty. Now, our local thrift stores seem to have a plethora of doilies, and one that I went to in particular had several different shapes and sizes and whatnot. So I didn't buy all of them. I just picked out a few that I liked the shape of and the design. This one was kind of unique. I hadn't seen one in this shape before. So I really liked that. Also, the day that I went to the thrift store, the day that I went out shopping at several thrift stores, most of them were having Veterans Day sales. So the place I got this was actually doing 50% off for Veterans Day, like everything in the store. Doilies at our local thrift stores are usually about 99 cents or a dollar. So I got this one half price. So I thought that one was a nice size I could use for a journal cover or what have you. These two were the same, and I don't know that these were handmade. They're very small and delicate, but they're the same, and so I thought that might be kind of nice to use, I don't know, in a project to have matching ones. And they're kind of a nice size too. So I got those. I got this one that's kind of like a star shape or almost a snowflake. Looks like kind of like a snowflake. So that was $1 too. That one I think I got at the animal shelter thrift store. And then this one was also a unique. I've not seen a lot of this shape. It almost looks like 4-leaf clover to me. So anyways, I just thought that was a cool shape and design. So I liked that, and like I said, they're usually about 99 cents. At the one thrift store, they were 50% off, so 50 cents each, or less. And I think at the other thrift store, they were doing like 25% off for Veterans Day, so also really inexpensive. And then I also got this really tiny one. This one I found randomly just loose in a bin at one of the thrift stores. It was like kind of in their miscellaneous like textile bin or whatever. So, and that was a really cute size. I would really like to learn how to do this myself. I know how to crochet, but I've never tried the really fine, delicate, lacy kind of looking stuff. So I would like to learn how to do that myself. But for now, I just collect them from the thrift store. A couple things I got in a bundle. So these 3 items were in like the linen area, which a lot of times the doilies are too. But these were all kind of wrapped up together in one package. And I actually saw this one on the top or on the outside of the bundle, and I loved it. So this is really the reason I bought the bundle, but I like the other things that are in here too. So this one's just kind of a plain, I guess almost like a tea towel, like a plain kind of cotton feel to it. Actually, it might not even, I'm not really sure what it is. It doesn't come apart, does it? Oh yeah, it does. Okay. So yeah, it's probably just like a tea towel kind of thing. It has a cute little yellow border on it with the fringe. So I liked that. And then there's these embroidered items. This one has the lace around the edge, which is really pretty. And then it has kind of a floral design. Let me flip it around here. With the ribbon. And it's just, I just really thought it was really cute. It's simple as far as embroidery goes, but it's just really cute. And the colors were cute. And so it has, this is almost like when they used to do these, like, make these for the tops of, like, dressers and things. So they have the design on both ends. And then it just kind of, folds out for the top of a piece of furniture. So anyways, I just thought that was really pretty. And then this is a similar kind of thing. It's almost like a runner. And then it has these little embroidered flowers all along the edges on this creamy colored fabric. And I just thought it was so pretty. And I have done a little bit of embroidery myself. And so I know, again, I know the work that goes into something like this, and I can tell that it was hand embroidered. You can kind of tell from the back too. So, I don't know. I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do with this. I really like the fabric on it as well, and then it also has that cute little edging. So, I'm going to hold on to this one, and I don't know. I may use it in my own, like, home decor, or I may decide to use it for junk journaling. I'm not sure yet. And then the last thing I got that's kind of in this category is this item. And it's very Christmassy. I don't typically buy a lot of Christmas stuff. I just don't generally buy a lot of Christmas decorations anymore because we already have a lot. And we're lucky in that, well, I'm lucky in that I have some really pretty items that have been passed down to me through, like, from my grandparents and stuff. And we have a very traditional style of decorating for Christmas. A lot of deep reds, some green, things like that. But this really caught my eye because it is, again, in that traditional style. And at first I thought it was like quilted, because it kind of looks like that. But what I realized when I looked closer is that it's fabric that's printed to look like a quilt. But I can tell that it's handmade because there are, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but there are little hand stitches along the lines of the different colors. And that kind of adds to the quilted look. So it looks like it's quilted, but it's not technically because it's not pieces kind of connected together or sewn together. But also, things like the back where the hanging rope is sewn on here. You can tell it's not, it's not perfectly done. But anyways, it's just a hanging kind of banner that has a tassel on the end. And I don't know, I just really liked it. And it really is in really good condition. It almost looks brand new. So I was like, I need to have that. I'll probably hang it on one of our doors, inside doors. So that is everything for this category. Let's move on to the next one. The next kind of grouping I have for you is like paper and office supply type items. it's kind of a mixture of things. So one of the sections that I always go to in our thrift shops is the kind of office supplies section, and if they have a separate like craft section, or even like a lot of times they'll have the crafting supplies and the party supplies kind of together. So I'll check that, check both of those as well. I'm just going to start off with the top item. So I saw this, first of all, it caught my eye because it's a really pretty floral pattern, and it looked brand new. So I opened it, and it's just like a little kind of notebook to hold business cards. So it has all these slots for, it's business card size. But my thought was that I could use this for like small stickers and things. As long as it's something that I can easily get in and out of these pockets. But there's a lot of pockets in here, so I can fit quite a bit. And then of course it has a little, plain notepad. But I just thought it was really cute. It's a nice little size for some ephemera and stuff, so I thought I'd give that a try. I also found these hole reinforcer stickers. They're like kind of a sage green color that I really liked. Sorry for the reflection because I haven't opened them yet. And there's, I think, different sizes in here if I remember right. Yeah. So there's different sizes, and I see, they call it pistachio. So anyways, I just like the color of those. And then I found this sales book, which is kind of random, and the paper in it is thin because it's like a transfer paper. So if you write on the white one, it should transfer to the yellow as well. So I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do with this, but I thought it was, I don't know, like 99 cents or something like that. And I was like, I kind of want to try and figure something out to use these for. So, so I just got those. These are cards. I liked the print on here, the floral print, and then it has kind of an encouraging psalm printed on it as well. And I'm currently working on kind of a devotional journal as a gift for someone. So I thought these might be kind of nice for that. This is a embroidery pattern book. And I just liked the pages were nice, kind of yellowy, and I liked the texture of them. I just thought that these might be kind of fun to add some texture to my collages and things like that. So that's a thin little pattern book. Then I found, actually, let me pull this out. These kind of went together. So at one of the thrift stores, I found this like 5 or 6 kind of magazine book things on decoupage and also like antiquing. And they all looked older. They're all, the couple that I found that had dates in them were from like the 1960s. And which was really funny to me because it was like an antiquing book, like how to make things look antique, but it was back in the 60s, so we've been trying to make things look old for a long time, which is kind of funny to me, but anyways, some of the books looked more interesting than others. This one was one that really looked interesting to me. The pages are very yellowed, they're very matte, and they have these images in them, which if I understand correctly, you could order them and use them in decoupaging different items for your home. So there's like some famous paintings in here, some florals and birds, and I mean all sorts of different things, hot air balloons, like all sorts of interesting images. So I thought, you know, I could probably find a use for this. So I thought that was cool. And then in that same grouping, there was this. And what it is, you can see decorative artwork that rubs on instantly. So these were rub-on transfers that people used to decorate different items for their home or for gifts and things like that. And it still has the transfers in here. Like they hadn't been used. Oh, looks like one thing had been used. So I was like, I don't know. They still feel kind of tacky on the back. So I don't know if they'll actually adhere to whatever I try to use it on. But I kind of liked the little florals, and the little people were kind of cute too. So I was like, I want to try this. It still comes with the original popsicle stick too, it looks like. So anyway, just kind of something kind of unique and cool, and I thought I'm gonna take that home and try it. Okay, then I also got a music book. I always check for music books when I go to the thrift store, and I don't always find what I'm looking for, because I'm specifically looking for pages with lots of music, you know, musical notes and things like that. I don't particularly like a lot of words, so if it's a book, like a song book, how do I say that? A lot of like piano books, they'll also have the lyrics to the songs, so somebody can accompany them or whatever. This is actually a teaching exercise book, I believe, for piano, I think. Yeah, for piano. But it doesn't have any words with the music. So I was like, I can use that for collaging and things. But yeah, I saw a lot of different music books, but this was the only one that I really liked the pages and the way that the music was printed on the pages. So that's that. I also found this packet of Paper Source cardstock, which is kind of random. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Paper Source, but it is a kind of a nicer paper store, and they sell all sorts of things related to stationery and like card making and things like that. They also sell pre-made cards and things like that. It's a fun store to go into for sure. When I lived in Nashville, I went there a few times. They had a couple stores there, and they're good quality. They have good quality stuff. So I saw this pack of their cardstock, and I was like, I need that. I can always use cardstock for things, and I like the color too. It's not like necessarily a color I would choose all the time, but it's not hideous, if that makes sense. And most of the time I use cardstock to just like back things anyway. So, and then next I have manila file folders. My thrift store had a huge stack of these. These are actually the legal size, and they were not priced. So I just grabbed like a stack of 10 and went up and asked, how much they were. She gave them to me for like 98 cents or something like that. So I always keep an eye out for manila folders just because they're really great blank canvases. Again, for backing journal cards and things, but also I like to make masterboards out of them. So, of course, this is legal size, so it's pretty tall. But I like to open them up and then just start collaging on them, and then I'll cut them up into smaller sizes for journal cards and tags and things. So that's pretty straightforward. And then make sure things don't fall off my desk here. And then I found this I think it was in the office supplies, honestly. There were some other like scrapbook kind of things there. It was $1. And I think that was at a shop that was 25% off for Veterans Day. It is a scrapbook, but it has blank pages inside. So let me clear off my desk here, and then I'll show you the inside of this. So it's quite large. Doesn't fit on the screen completely. But it's just a plain navy blue cover. And then it has these plain pages in it. And the paper is it's almost like the texture of construction paper, but a little bit finer, I guess. It's very kind of porous looking, you know, and very matte, obviously. And they're very large pages, and there's a whole book of them, all blank, nothing on them. So, obviously, I mostly bought this for the paper inside. I thought this, and it was a lovely color for like signature pages in a journal, I feel like. And yeah, I mean, pretty much anything else too. If I wanted to do some stamping on it, collaging, like anything really. So I thought that was a good deal for $1. So that is, oh, one more thing. Now the other thing that kind of falls within office category is this. It's just a magazine kind of holder for on your shelf. It's metal. So I thought that could be useful for storage. I'm not, you know, usually crazy about gold, but it doesn't really matter. It looks nice and it's sturdy and straight for the most part. So I'm just going to use that for some organization. And then some more paper products, but these are sewing patterns. Now, I got this particular one by itself. I got it because it was a cool vintage looking pattern. It's also by Simplicity. All of these, I think, are Simplicity. And then one of the thrift stores I went to, I think somebody donated like a whole like lot of old vintage sewing patterns, because there was like, I had to narrow it down to these. There was probably 15 or 20 of them. And I don't typically collect vintage patterns, but I just thought they were so cool looking. So I may not keep these. I may post them on my Etsy shop to sell. So if you're interested in them, just let me know. But yeah, I just kind of narrowed it down to the ones that I liked the most. That one was so cute, I thought. And this one was fun. It had a bunch of different outfits on it. And then this looks like it's from the same era as that one. It reminds me of like 60s kind of style, right? Even like 50s. I don't know. Anyway, I just thought they were cool. But yeah, I may post those on my Etsy shop. I don't typically thrift shop to resell, but I know that there are people that are that specifically look for patterns like this and make journals and things out of old patterns like this. So yeah, so I may post those online for resale. Okay, and then I think the last category I have is books, which is always a big category for me. So we'll jump into that next. I'm going to break up the books into two sections just because I have a couple big, this one in particular, big book that takes up a lot of space on my desk. And the next kind of group of books that I got were a big surprise and probably like my most exciting find of that trip. So we'll talk about these first and then we'll move on to the last few books that I have. This is a dictionary. I actually already have a couple dictionaries, so I don't typically look through the dictionaries, but I saw this one and the pages were just so yummy, for lack of a better word. They're really matte. One of the main dictionaries that I already have, the pages are kind of like silky, almost shiny, not really shiny, but they have that feel to them. And these pages are just so soft and matte, and they have that beautiful coloring around the edges, and I just couldn't help myself. There is some like drawing in here, but you know, dictionaries are huge, so there's an endless amount of pages that don't have any doodling on them. Now, this is a dictionary that does not have like the images in it. The other dictionaries that I have, it does have images or drawings in it. What am I trying to say? Illustrations. That's what I'm trying to say. And this one doesn't. It does have some pages in the middle with some color images. And here too. And these are really glossy. But that's not why I bought them. I bought it for the regular pages. So I don't know where I'm going to put this yet because I'm running out of space. But I really liked it. And it was from an older, if I remember correctly, that's from the 80s. It's not super old, but like I'm older than this dictionary, but I still really liked the pages. And then this book I spotted, of course, because it looks old. So I pulled it off the shelf to see what it was. And it appears to be a old school book. And I opened it and you see all these doodles in here from different kids. And I was like, this had to have been like in a public school or something, right? And yeah, it's a high school course in fundamentals. And I looked, and look at the copyright. 1937. And there's doodles like all in here. But it's really cool because, well, first of all, the pages are really nice. It's an older book, obviously. And it's got all these cool diagrams and math problems. It does have some what are these? Image blocks, I think is what they're called. So it has a few random images in here. And then, you know, all sorts of math problems, equations, things like that. And I thought it was cool. I couldn't leave it there. I feel like we rarely get old books in our thrift stores. So when I see cool ones like this, I just have to pick them up. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure yet what I'm going to use it for, but my intention is to use it for junk journaling. All right, now on to the last grouping, which I'm super excited about. Other people may not be that excited about it, but let me show you. I have to tell you a little bit of a story. I was at one of my favorite thrift stores that's actually not far from my house. It's like maybe 10 minutes from my house. And I was looking through the book section. It's like the last section I typically look in when I'm making my rounds through that store. And it is a charity shop. So the organization that it supports is a Christian organization, and they it's not uncommon for them to have a shelf in their book section that's all like Bibles, and they don't actually charge for Bibles. So if you pick one out off the shelf and take it up to the register, they don't charge you anything for it. Now, so I'm used to seeing Bibles and things like that there, and religious books and things like that. But I saw this one shelf that had Bibles on it. And then I did a double take and realized that half the shelf, or at least a third of the shelf, they weren't actually Bibles, they were hymn books. And hymn books are always like interesting to me. I have, a background in, I grew up in the church in, a Christian family. And music has always been a big part of my life. And that was because of singing in church. Now, that being said, I saw these hymn books and I started looking through them, and I was like, these books look very similar to ones that I grew up with. And I recognized a lot of the songs that were in here. And I was starting to get, pretty excited. And so I saw this one and I saw this one. They looked somewhat familiar, like maybe I had seen them when I was visiting other congregations or something, but I wasn't, 100% sure. And then I saw these two. And this book, same color and everything, because they come in different colors, is the same book that I grew up, that we had at our church when I was a kid. I was like flabbergasted when I saw it, because first of all, I have never seen hymn books at one of our thrift stores before, and I have definitely never seen one of these at our thrift store. So I was very excited. I have actually ordered a couple of these specific hymn books off of eBay in different colors, because I was making journals out of them. And I saw these and I was just like, oh my goodness, like I have to have them. So I don't know if these will actually be made into journals yet or not, but I'm definitely holding on to them for now. That particular thrift store, they sell their hardback books for $2 a piece. I did get 25% off because it was Veterans Day sale. But they typically go for at least $10 on eBay plus shipping. So I still got a really good deal on them. And these I also got because I just thought that they were really pretty. And again, they looked familiar. I know the songs that are in here. But yeah, I may make journals out of them, or I may just hold on to them for now. But this was definitely like my most exciting find of that day. When you go out thrift shopping, you just never know what you're going to find. And that's part of the excitement of it, right? And there have been times where I go and I don't find hardly anything, and I don't buy hardly anything. But then there's trips like this where I find something cool, and then that like fuels me for future trips, right? But anyway, this is my thrift haul. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I really just wanted to record this because I enjoy thrift haul videos, and I kind of wanted to share the things that I found. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like this, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next one. I hope you have a great day. Thanks. Bye.